April 28th, 1982. I was broke, I was divorced, and I was angry. I was sneaking out of my apartment in the middle of the night, packing my every earthly possession into my 1973 buy here, pay here car. Here I was, broke, divorced, angry, depressed, 35 years old, starting over again. This wasn't the first time I'd started over. I tied the mattresses up on top of the roof, all wrapped up in plastic. And in the middle of the night, 3 days before the rent was due, I snuck out of the town where I had been raised, headed for Atlanta, Georgia, where I had never been before. I did not know where I was going to live. I did not know what I was going to do exactly when I got there. I had an idea. I was a car salesman. I was going to get a job, but it was a matter of where, when, how. I knew some people there. But as I drove up I-75 in the middle of the night, I made two decisions. Decision number one, I will be a success. Ladies, gentlemen, success is a conscious, top-of-the-mind thought process. Success is a decision that you make. Success is a point in your life when you achieve focus and intensity. Now, I'm not saying the people in this room are not successful. You certainly are successful. But the challenge is, are you as successful as you are capable of being, as you deserve to be, or are you operating at a level below your capability? Are you doing the best job you can possibly do? And the answer is no, you're not. Nobody in this room is doing their best. Nobody in this room is operating at their best level. Nobody in this room is doing all you can do, getting all you can get, having all you can have. And that's a wonderful, and that, by the way, that includes me. There's not a man nor woman in this room that can't do better, that can't have more, do more, and be more than you are now achieving. And that's a wonderful thing. Because the minute you get so damn smug, you start to believe you're doing the best job you can do, you're getting all you can get. You better believe you can achieve at a higher level. You can do more, be more, have more. So the first decision I made that night was that I would make a decision to be the best I could be, what I'm capable of being. The second decision I made that night, more powerful. I will study my profession as surely as if I were studying for a master's degree in any other profession. When I got to Atlanta, I read every book, I attended every seminar, I modeled myself after the most successful people. I got rid of the losers, the whiners, the wimps, the criminals, the has-beens. That's been a theme of my life ever since. Get rid of bad people, embrace good people. When I became a manager, I fired bad people, regardless of their production. Well, damn, Jim, the man sells 20 units a month, but he's got a bad attitude. Fire him and get 4 green peas to sell 5 and behave, and give him a bad reference. Don't put up with bad people. When I got to Atlanta, I read every book, I attended every seminar, I modeled myself after the most successful people I could find. I blew into town with less than $400 to my name. And within 5 years, I was a millionaire. I became a salesman. And somewhere along the line, I met my smoking hot trophy wife, Debbie. Somewhere along the line, I met Debbie, and she bought a car from me. She was a customer. Laid her away. I made $3,200 front side gross on an '82 Ford Thunderbird. I put her in the ditch. And then I made every payment myself. I made all the payments, I'm sorry. You know. And we've been together, we've been married 31 years, we've been together 33 years, and we are a team. And somewhere along the line there, her parents were a little distressed that she was dating a car salesman. You know, we do have a stigma, guys. Here they were upscale, affluent people, and she's dating a car salesman. And I started talking about getting married. And she said, my parents probably going to have a problem with that. But not that she said no. She didn't say no. I said, well, what if you married a manager? She said, that would be better. So went to the dealer and said, boss, I got to be a manager. And that was when I went to Pat Ryan F&I school on Wacker Drive for the first time. And it was kind of difficult because this was November. And they're going to make me the F&I manager, but they're not going to make me the F&I manager till January. The dealer had a firm policy. We don't fire anybody during the holidays. So I had to go in that F&I office every day and face this guy, dead man walking. You know, I know I'm his replacement, but he doesn't. I know that he's already out of here. He just doesn't know it yet. Can you imagine how tough that was? He wasn't a bad guy. He was just weak. You know? I'm sorry. So anyway, I'm in that office every day, and the F&I consultant, the guy that sold us the service contracts and the credit life, we sold credit life in those days pretty much. And Tony DeGanchi, he comes in my office and he says, my God, Ziegler, you could hit $1,000 a retail unit this month. I said, well, so? He said, nobody's ever done it. Now, you got to remember, this is 1982. Actually, it's 1983. The year changed. This is January of 83. He says, you could hit $1,000 a retail unit. I said, well, what's so special about that? He said, nobody's ever done it. I said, are you sure? He said, in the world? In the world. Now, he checked with AutoAge 500. He checked with NADA. I had him research every known statistician of the day. Nobody had ever done $1,000 a retail unit at that point in history. And I hit that barrier. I was the first one in the world to do that. Now, bear in mind, I didn't accidentally do that. I consciously went after that number. You know, I had a goal. I had a number I had to hit. I now had something nobody in the world's done. This is the F&I Olympics. You know, I'm going to hit that number. I hit that number. And then I became one of the managers at Dyer & Dyer Volvo. Now, Dyer & Dyer Volvo was Camelot. It was magic. We went from 40 units a month on a side street in Atlanta to 850 units a month in a year and a half, and we were the first dealership in the world to do $1 million in 1 month in F&I. I would like to say that I did that, but I didn't do that. I was one of the managers. I was not in charge. I was not the department head, but I was part of it. Does that make sense? I was there. I participated. We broke 1,073,000 in June of 84. Nobody could believe the volume of Volvos we were selling, new and used, and nobody could believe the numbers we were doing in that dealership. In the last 1 year I was in the car business, I was with Potamkin dealership in Atlanta. Our Cadillac dealership was doing 500 units a month, 9 out of 12. At the end of that year, I left the car business and started this company. I've been a speaker at 17 NADA conventions. I'm the highest rated speaker in the history of the NADA conventions by audience rating, and I had the highest attendance of any seminar in NADA. 5 years ago, I had 650 people in a workshop session, and we have that on video on YouTube. A friend of mine, Joe Webb, stood up in the audience and did a panoramic video because they had to knock out the air wall and go into the second room. I write for 3 magazines. But the biggest thing I will say to this audience before I start this seminar, I have done what you do. I have done it. I have done it recently, and I work in dealerships every week of my life. I still do F&I. I still desk deals. I still catch ups, and I still do prospecting. I still work in BDCs. Now, I've got some pretty high-powered competitors that nobody has ever seen them catching up in front of witnesses. I'm the only national consultant with a published resume. You can check me out. You can't check out any of my competitors. They just say they worked in a dealership. You just don't know exactly where. So that's where this thing starts. We are here to achieve excellence in what we do. High gross, high penetration, low chargebacks. The word tracks I teach in this seminar are going to be the meat that you're going to take back to the dealership. That's going to be something that you're not going to get in any other F&I course anywhere. My word tracks are extremely unique.